So you're struggling with being a rot zombie where you just think that if I cannot be productive all the time, I'm going to be a failure in society. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. Here's why. The first thing is you have to be kind to yourself. Why are you putting yourself down so much about expectations that may not even be the reality of what is actually happening to you right now? Just because there's so many external pressures on yourself doesn't mean that you should be immediately so harsh on yourself saying, I had to be productive all the time. Maybe the reason why you are saying that is because you're an anxious person. And I myself am also an anxious person. And because of that, you think, oh, I had to be the best version of myself to others all the time. But think about that. Is that really just to make you feel better? And it's not because it's what your actual goals are. This rotting mindset and this hustle culture stuff, it all depends on what you want to do, what your goals are. For me, my goals include software engineering, learning the craft with that, meeting new people, having some time to have some fun, and also learning when I can. If you have those goals, then you can tweak the way that you think of stuff into just, does it check off these goals? And if it doesn't, then you don't have to worry about that. Working all the time just is not very useful. It has to be productive. What are you actually trying to do? What is the core thing that you are trying to solve? Is it a work problem? Is it an educational problem? Solve the most important thing when you can, and that will help you believe in yourself more, and you'll be less anxious about what other people perceive of you. It's almost always about what your prioritization is. If you can get the most important things done through the day, then at the end of the day, if it's like 7 p.m., you've gone through the list, you've checked off everything, then that's good. So for me, it would be going to work. I have like one or two big things I had to do. Go try and finish those two things. And if I'm at a good stopping point at the end of the day, then I just stop and then I leave it for the next day. And that way you don't think that you have to work all the time because it's not practical. Eventually you will burn out and then you'll need to take vacation, or you just hiatus in education, and it ends up just being worse for both parties. You have to have some kind of balance, otherwise you will always be in a cycle in your head that will never make you happy. And if your goal is just to have fun and you've prioritized everything, then go ahead and do that one thing. For me, it's playing ping pong or playing Super Smash Brothers on the Switch, or just trying to meet new people at my apartment. It's a useful part of your time. You get to upskill, have shared connections that you would never be able to at work where you're just producing stuff. You should know when your productive hours are. Is it in the morning? Is it in the evening? Is there some time in between during lunch where you're not as productive? You need to figure out what those times are and then schedule the most important things during that time. For me, it's in the morning and at like 10 p.m., but I try not to work at that time since I'm trying to go to bed. And also at like 4 p.m. for some reason. So you just have to figure out when those times are and then work your schedule around that stuff. If you feel drained after work and you're like, man, I really don't want to do something, then that's a good time to recharge because your energy levels are only so much. You'll deplete it at some point. You'll be down here near the end of the day. So you have to recharge somehow. Otherwise, you'll just keep on running through that low amount of energy, and the next day you'll carry it over, and that's not the right way of doing stuff. You need to have enough energy to keep going. Of course, sometimes you have to put in more work to finish stuff, but for the most part, you should try to keep your energy within a certain range so that you can continue to perform well. But it's okay to be going through social media sometimes. I mean, that happens. Sometimes I'm like, man, I really want to just watch cats do random stuff on the internet. That's all fun and well also. You need to get your kick out of things. Can't just be strict, at least in my experience. You have to find what works for you. I can tell you whatever works for me, but you have to be able to figure it out, and that's where the real power comes in. Some people can work all the time. And, I mean, that's not me. I need some rest in between so that I can stay productive and finish my work. Remember, we're not robots. We can't work all the time. You'll have ups and downs throughout the day, like I was mentioning earlier. So just figure out those times and don't be afraid of saying no sometimes to stuff and just taking care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't take care of yourself, then your energy for work and for anything else will not be there. So you have to make sure that you're ready to go before you produce stuff for other people. And try to make yourself more intrinsically motivated rather than extrinsically motivated. Like for YouTube, I want to help other people learn about how to change their mindsets so that they can be more productive and they can live the life that they want to live. That is what is intrinsically motivating me. But then there's also, I want to do some comedy things and parodies, stuff like that. But in the case of YouTube, that's what is motivating me. It's not extrinsic. You have to find the intrinsic stuff. If you really don't like you rotting in bed, doing nothing, and you're not okay with that, then figure out what your goals are, and then figure out what motivates you to do it consistently. I want to make more friends, so then you start talking to people during lunch. I want to learn React software, so then you start setting some time to learn that. At the end of the day, rotting is not a bad thing. You need rotting to excel in your life. You need to have some balance in your life. If you never have any balance, then you're not letting yourself be human. You need to have ups and downs, extrinsic and intrinsic motivation. Keep rotting. It's okay. If you like this content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a good rest of your day.